The origins of humanity. Human history begins long before the first cities, kingdoms, or written records. It starts nearly 300,000 years ago in the vast landscapes of Africa, where early humans first learned to survive in a harsh and unpredictable world. These early ancestors gathered food, hunted animals, and built simple shelters, relying on fire as their greatest discovery. Fire gave them warmth, protection, and the ability to cook food, which changed their bodies and minds forever. Over thousands of years, small groups of humans migrated out of Africa, spreading into Asia, Europe, and eventually the rest of the world. They adapted to freezing ice ages, dangerous predators, and new terrains. Slowly, they developed sharper tools, better weapons, and early forms of communication that would later evolve into structured languages. Although they lived primitive lives, their survival instincts, teamwork, and creativity laid the foundation for future civilizations. By studying cave paintings, ancient bones, and old tools, historians can piece together how these early humans lived, hunted, and formed communities. This prehistoric era teaches us that humanity's journey did not begin with cities or empires, but with small tribes fighting for life each day. Their struggles, discoveries, and courage opened the door to everything that came after: agriculture, culture, belief systems, and eventually the complex societies we live in today. The origins of humanity remind us that our story is ancient, vast, and deeply connected to nature and survival. The birth of civilization. Around 10,000 years ago, humans made one of the most important discoveries in history: agriculture. Instead of constantly moving in search of food, they learned to plant seeds, domesticate animals, and store crops. This allowed them to settle permanently in one place, creating the world's first villages. Over time, villages turned into towns, and towns, women, grew into powerful civilizations. The earliest known civilizations appeared in fertile river valleys: the Tigris and Euphrates in Mesopotamia, the Nile in Egypt, the Indus River in South Asia, and the Yellow River in China. These rivers provided water, transportation, and rich soil that made farming highly successful. As populations increased, people invented writing systems like cuneiform and hieroglyphics to keep records of trade, laws, and stories. They built temples, palaces, and early forms of government. Priests, kings, and officials began to organize society, creating order, justice, and systems of taxation. Metal tools replaced stone, improving agriculture and warfare. Trade routes connected distant regions, bringing new ideas, spices, and technologies. The birth of civilization marked a turning point in human history. People no longer lived only for survival. They built cultures, religions, and knowledge that would influence the world for thousands of years. This era introduced architecture, mathematics, astronomy, and written history, tools that shaped the identity of future generations. Empires, cultures, and global exchange. As civilizations grew stronger, many rulers sought to expand their power beyond their own borders. This ambition led to the rise of great empires such as the Egyptians, Persians, Greeks, Romans, and Chinese dynasties. These empires united people from different cultures under a single rule, spreading language, religion, and technology across vast regions. The Persian Empire, for example, created one of the first organized postal systems, allowing information to travel quickly. The Greeks revolutionized thinking with philosophy, science, and democracy, inspiring new ways of understanding the world. The Romans built roads, aqueducts, and legal systems that became the basis of modern infrastructure and governance. Meanwhile, in Asia, the Silk Road connected China, India, the Middle East, and Europe. Through this network, merchants exchanged silk, spices, gold, ideas, and inventions. Gunpowder, papermaking, and mathematics traveled across continents, shaping new discoveries and military strategies. Religion also spread widely during this era. Buddhism reached East Asia, Christianity expanded across Europe, and Islam united a vast region from Spain to India. These faiths influenced art, education, law, and daily life. Empires also faced challenges: wars, rebellions, economic struggles, and natural disasters. Yet each empire left behind lasting legacies that shaped global culture. This period of expansion and exchange transformed humanity from isolated societies into a connected world where knowledge traveled faster than ever before. The Age of Transformation. Between the 14th and 19th centuries, the world entered a dramatic age of transformation. The Renaissance, beginning in Italy, sparked a rebirth of art, science, and human ambition. Thinkers like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Galileo questioned old beliefs and explored new possibilities. Scientific discoveries challenged traditional views of the universe, leading to breakthroughs in astronomy, physics, and medicine. The Age of Exploration soon followed, with explorers like Columbus, Vasco da Gama, and Zheng He traveling across oceans. These voyages connected continents that had never interacted before, opening trade routes and exchanging cultures, but also causing conflict, colonization, and the forced movement of millions. In the 18th century, the Enlightenment promoted logic, reason, and human rights, inspiring political revolutions in America and France. These movements introduced new ideas of freedom, equality, and government by the people. Soon after, the Industrial Revolution changed the world even more. Machines replaced manual labor, factories transformed cities, and new inventions like the steam engine and telegraph made life faster and more efficient. However, industrialization also brought pollution, harsh working conditions, and social inequality. This era reshaped society, economy, and global power, marking the beginning of the modern world. The modern world and the future, approximately 300 words. The 20th and 21st centuries witnessed the fastest changes in human history. 2 world wars devastated millions, but also led to new global organizations aiming for peace. The Cold War introduced competition in technology, science, and space exploration. In 1969, humans achieved one of the greatest milestones, landing on the moon. Meanwhile, computers and the internet revolutionized communication, allowing people across the world to share information instantly. Medical breakthroughs increased life expectancy, while advancements in transportation made the world more connected than ever before. At the same time, challenges like climate change, global conflicts, and economic inequality created new struggles. The digital age transformed daily life. Smartphones, artificial intelligence, and social media became essential parts of modern society. Cultures blended. Borders opened for travel, and global trade became a key part of every nation's economy. Today, humanity stands at a crossroads. Technology continues to evolve rapidly, offering incredible possibilities, but also raising ethical questions about privacy, automation, and the environment. History teaches us that every era brings new challenges and new opportunities. As we move forward, the future of civilization depends on how wisely we use our knowledge, how responsibly we handle our resources, and how united we remain as a global community. The modern world is a reflection of thousands of years of human struggle, achievement, and innovation. And the next chapters are still being written.